crazy.
Back here in the new year, just me and the Pops. I gave Pops the virus like a zombie on The Walking Dead. He has now been The Walking Dead the last week or so. Is that right, Nog?
Yeah, I've been over a week, man, about 9 days.
I took you golfing over the weekend.
You took me golfing Saturday, yeah.
And you just straight out, you played like a champ. You beat me by a stroke. I'll straight out say it on the show. It was one of the best golfing outings. Me and Zach were sitting there. No shit. I mean, because you can't, we're in back talking and stuff.
Right.
And even his dad, we were even saying, like, I've never seen you play that well for the stretches you had of goodness.
Right? I mean, the mark of a good golfer is consistency, right?
Yes.
So,
and your scorecard.
Right? My scorecard was all over the place.
It always usually is. This time,
that's why you have a handicap.
Right.
You end up, at the end, at your handicap.
I mean, you're fucked up. You took, what pill did you take? And you're like, oh, this was pretty good.
Claritin.
Oh, Claritin.
Took me some Claritin. Yeah. Some Claritin and some Vicodin.
Yeah, you're like, Josh, I took this stuff as Claritin.
It's Claritin and a Vicodin.
Is that what Zach gave to you?
Actually, Steve-O's wife, Joy, she was here for the USC game the night before.
Yeah.
And she said, I got some stuff that'll help. She's a nurse. Okay. Whatever you got, man. So I went and picked it up on the way to the golf course.
Okay. So we played golf, and you took it, and you're like, hey, Josh, I took this stuff. I feel pretty good. I was like, yeah, have a beer. And you're like,
beer.
No, if I was like, dude, you get dude, those antihistamines, even that are a Benadryl, you have that in a couple beers. I'm not saying that you should do this. I'm not promoting this. It will literally, though, it fucks you up.
Yeah, it will. Yeah,
it'll knock you out.
Yeah, so I was very careful not to drink any beer.
You were on drugs, and you played with the
I was on Vicodin and Claritin. Absolutely. So I parred the first hole.
Man.
I parred the first hole. It's a par 5. I'd never, ever par that hole. I always take a 6 or a 7 every fucking time. Yeah. Right? Had a great save on 2 to save bogey. Jacked up the third hole. Blah, blah, blah. Then for the 6th hole, I birdied the 6th hole. Then you should have seen the look on your face when you said, that's par, Dad? No, bro, that's birdie.
What? I did not even. And we were riding the cart together. It was kind of nice. Just father-son shit between my brother-in-law and his dad. It was nice. It was cool, nice. And you know, shout out to Marshall for getting a fucking starter.
Right? For handling their business.
Because it was not. It was ran nicely.
Mess.
It was a mess.
Before it would have been a mess.
So B-Knock. So you had a good first 3.
I birdied 6. I parred 7. I parred 8 and 9.
I forgot that second hole. You should have fucking took a 7
right. I had a great save on a par 3.
God. You understand? This guy's hitting up the hill like the soldiers climb.
Blind shot up the hill.
Iwo Jima flag. Whatever.
Yeah.
That's like the steepness of this hill. And you
Blind
roll
shot.
it up this thing like you're in putt-putt golf. What'd you use on that?
I used a 7-iron. I chipped a 7-iron from behind the cart path next to the net. Up and over.
I was talking with Zach. I thought he was like, this is it. See, Knocker's going to fuck himself
One
already.
hole in, it's a 9.
Dude, you took a 4 on that. It was a great save.
And the 9th hole, which was really tough.
Yeah.
I took a bogey. So
you're beating me by 5.
I went around the front in minus 8. I mean, in 8 over.
Yeah.
But that tells you how bad it is because I had 2 pars. I had 3 pars.
Front at all.
I had 3 pars of birdie. That's 4 holes, right?
Yeah.
At 1 under par.
Yeah.
So the next 5, I went 7 over or 9 over.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, because I came back on the back 9 because you were 5 up. And then I came back.
Yeah, you made them up in 2 holes. The first 2 holes.
Made it up first 2 holes. I think I parred them, and then you.
And I closed out strong.
You closed out strong, man. Give you props. I gotta give you a run. So back here though, once again, appreciate it. Again, you guys make sure. I hope everyone had a happy New Year, Merry Christmas. Everyone was safe, had fun with their families. Bet people back east in the Midwest. I'm sorry. I know you're probably jealous because we're sitting in 50-degree
doing
weather
the show in
right
shorts,
now.
right? Even though I got a cold,
you have
I'm
shorts.
in shorts.
You might not even be in shoes right now. I don't even know. And
we're sorry, man.
There's
we're
rivers.
Sorry,
dude. There's rivers freezing. It's like that movie with Jake Gyllenhaal or whatever that movie.
Day After Tomorrow.
It's literally like that.
It's bad.
Nick Raducanu sent a picture on tweeted out. Dude, his windows were literally like. That's what it looked like.
Yeah, it's horrible. I mean,
crazy.
Thoughts and prayers out there for the homeless, man.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're doing.
We haven't even had rain yet in
I know. We haven't had rain.
We're supposed to get it this week coming up, but
we'll see.
Gonna be good. All right, now a lot going on today's show. I've got a couple rants just to give a little couple teasers. I'm agreeing with someone, Knocker, that I think you've agreed with this person once. I don't think I've ever agreed with them.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so we're gonna get to that. He's a big name, so we're gonna get to that later in the show.
Okay.
The 2018 Knocker Pro Football Hall of Fame.
I just wrote down the list of names.
Okay, because I got the names. I got the names. We're going to go over them. I think there's 3 automatics. For me, I'm not going to say who they are right now. Just want to tease that. I think there's 3 automatics. I wrote it today on the site, sportscastlife.com, guys. I'm going to plug it, our website.
There's 1. Undisputable.
There's 3 undisputes.
Okay,
so we'll get to that. That's going to be fun, Knock, because I know you got a lot to say on that, especially about the older players, because I don't know them as well, so I think that's might be a little bit where we differ. Shot of the week, I've got a bunch going on. We're going to get to that later in the show. Knockers, you had a USC player, speaking of them. Did you see that basketball player take that nut shot, that running nut shot? You posted the video up on there?
No,
getting suspended. Dirty play.
Really?
So we'll get to that. Jeopardy contestant.
Maybe they should put him on the football team.
All right. Jeopardy contestant, Knocker. This might be the clip of the week with Jeopardy. I didn't know they were this much of a stickler. Now, you are, for those who don't know, my Knocker, if he literally would go on Jeopardy, he could win. I'll say it right now. You might lose in like, whatever, English literature.
Oh, yeah, that's where I would go down.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you
English
would go
literature
down.
and 18th century composers.
If it was all arts, you would lose. But
right.
anything other than arts, you lock science, government,
geography,
history, politics, sports. You nail it. You used to play when I was a kid all the time, and you would kill it on that show. And this guy, this poor guy, the way he
But they are pretty stickler when it is a name.
Know.
You have to pronounce it properly. If there's 2 or 3 different maybe pronunciations, you have to get it exactly.
Because I've seen a video someone sent me where like a guy lost because he pronounced Michael.
Right.
And he lost because he said maybe he's foreign, or you know what I mean, on the show, but I don't know. But I guess they're sticklers. So we're going to get to that. We got drunks of the week. We got a guy drinking out of a toilet Knocker and another drunk thinking that his wallet is a flask. So, and shout out to Bills Mafia. You guys are in the playoffs.
Right.
All those tables being broken. It's happened. I thought that's the longest streak,
right? The longest streak of not being in the playoffs.
You'll have to excuse Knocker if he's coughing when he is sick. I'm gonna count for him right now.
The longest streak of not being in the playoffs.
Yeah, is it?
I would have to be the Browns, wouldn't it?
I thought someone tweeted. I swear
it's been a long ass time.
It has,
like 09 or something like that. But.
No, before I think it's 99. I don't think they've been since 99.
Wow.
Someone look that up. Can you, Knocker? We have Google on your phone. Google that. When's the last time the Buffalo Bills were in the playoffs? It has to be. Yeah, it's got to be 99. It has to be the years after they lost to the Cowboys in those Super Bowls. I don't think they went back. Jim Kelly didn't go back after that. And I don't see another Buffalo team. Yeah, ask Siri on
Well, keep going.
No, it's okay. I don't mind it. It's podcasting. It's okay. It's okay.
You're trusting my typing? Are you kidding? You could have had this done already.
Watch me pull this up before.
I'm going to put the Browns. You put in the...
okay, yeah, you get. I'll do the Buffalo Bills. Okay, let's see. Bills last time in the playoffs. In the playoffs. I don't care if you podcasters don't like this. I'm doing it. I got it. I can pull it up before Knocker. Knocker, it was, let's see, Bills Wikipedia.
Last time the Browns were in the playoffs was 1995 against the Bills.
1995?
Yeah. Wow. 1995.
Yeah, and the Bills is 1999 Knocker. They lost to the Tennessee Titans 22-16. Is that the miracle game?
The Bills lost to who? What? Where? What?
They lost to the Titans 22-16.
Yeah, that's the.
I don't know. Is that's the miracle?
Yeah, the Music House Miracle, or Music City Miracle. Yeah,
is that game?
Yes, it was. Have been. You're absolutely right.
Yep, it's the Music City Miracle game. Yep. That's the last time. So 99. Yeah, 18 years.
That's a long time. What about the Browns?
I
think it's 1995. It says wild card.
Okay, that's probably. It's probably right then. So, all right. Well, yeah, we'll talk about them. Congrats.
Oh no, 94 AFC wildcard playoffs. 94.
Okay, congrats to the Bills Mafia for getting in there. Now, college football, Knocker, we had some of the best games. The Rose Bowl.
There's some good games. A lot of blowouts. A lot of crappy games.
Clemson, they just lost their. They had so many opportunities from that fumble on the exchange when they could have scored and tied the game. They just didn't account for them. We're going to talk about the Rich Rodriguez situation. I've got something to say because I think you're being. Now, this isn't normally you. But I think you're being a big hypocrite in the Baker Mayfield, Johnny Manziel comparison.
No.
You think that they're not the same player. I am completely on the opposite side of the fence. I think they're the exact same player.
You're wrong.
Well, tell him to suck my balls.
Do you remember when Baker did that?
Do you
remember when Baker did that?
Yes.
You did.
They deserved it.
Okay, and that's someone that you want as your. That's not something Johnny Manziel would do. They deserved it. If Johnny Manziel did that, he would be criticized.
No, but Manziel would do it just to do it. He did it. He did it because you assholes haven't beaten us in 100 years. You haven't won a game all year, and you're not going to shake our hands? You, the Kansas Jayhawks, football powerhouse that you are, you're not going to shake our hands before the game.
I don't get it.
Even if you don't look me in the eye or whatever, you still stick your hand out, shake your hands. For God's sakes.
I get it.
They deserved it.
If Johnny Manziel does that, he's criticized just... He's not criticized
you want to talk about this now?
Yeah, because we'll talk college football now. Because I kind of want to bring it up because I don't want to...
All right.
The game's happened. Let's talk about it and let's get... we'll get your
well, there's a difference between the two players.
There's not a difference.
Name me something Baker Mayfield has done off the field that's gotten himself in trouble. Off the field.
He's got the DUI. He's got the running from the cops.
That's just kid shit.
Oh, it's kid shit.
They all do stupid shit.
What's Johnny's?
Everything.
Oh, yeah, it's kid shit.
Everything.
Same thing Baker's doing.
No.
Same kind of quarterback running around, cutthroat, money sign.
He gets a little carried away.
I can't believe that I'm on this side of the fence. I can't believe it.
I just, between the two, I'd rather have him. I don't want Manziel in my huddle, but I think I could get behind playing for Mayfield. He's a talented player if he could tone it down just a little bit, but he's a winner. He's not a flake. Manziel, Manziel's just a flake. Manziel's in it for him. I don't think at any point at any time Mayfield is doing any of this to draw attention to him. I think he's just a hyped out guy.
I can't please people tweet us at Real Josh Pacheco, at Bud Knocker on Twitter when you guys podcast this. Seriously, I can't even believe that I'm arguing with you.
He might need to reel it in a little, and he's being humbled for it.
He's being humbled for it.
He's being humbled for it.
Georgia player, what was his name? Let me get his name here, Knocker. It was Davin. Did you say that? Davin?
Yeah, Davin Bellamy.
Davin Bellamy.
Sure, humble yourself.
Humble.
Well, that's what happens when you put yourself out there.
Humble yourself. What happened?
Okay.
And he brings that upon himself. But he didn't go running around trying to fight him or anything. He took it. He earned it, and he wore it.
He's crying afterwards and it's such an act. It's such an act by Baker Mayfield, Knock. He's crying. Shut up, Baker. You're just saying cutthroat and grabbing your crotch and doing, on the other person's sidelines running routes before the game.
He got what was coming to him, but I think he has a much better future in the NFL than Manziel ever did.
I can't believe I'm on this side. I really just can't believe that I'm on this side. All right, Knock. Well, as far as the game goes, did you expect that? Were you betting on that game? I don't know if you bet on that game or not.
No, I still got to pay the bookie off.
What side of the fence?
I'm a hundo in. I can't make a bet till I pay him.
Knock,
that's why I needed the 100 for the.
Oh yeah, Knocker. We'll get to that later in the show. Where you think I'm going to pay you?
You
because
should.
You won. That's we'll take a vote on that. That'll be the vote of the week.
All right, you just fucked up.
I did.
You just screwed up royally. You should never have put that out because even if they don't want you to,
have a take back. No, let me take that back.
No, it's on film.
Back that ass up.
We'll take it to the poll.
Oh my God.
We'll poll this.
There's no way I should pay you.
But anyway, I expected that game. I did. I expected a good, well played, hard fought football game. Early shit of the week. I'm sorry, has to go to Lincoln Riley. What the fuck are you thinking about? What are you thinking about? You have a 17-point lead with 6 seconds left in the Rose Bowl, or 8 seconds, whatever, right?
Yeah.
All the momentum. Everything has gone absolutely perfect for you, and you squib kick. You don't pooch kick. You don't kick it out of bounds to put it on the 35, which would have been the smart play.
Yeah.
Right? The pooch kick where they have to run around and try and gather. No, you would tell your kicker to squib it 10 yards to give him the ball on the friggin' 50-yard line.
Yeah, it was that. Yeah.
One play and a field goal. Oh, those 3 points were huge at the end of the game, weren't they? They get momentum. You look stupid. Your players are probably going, Coach, what the hell was that?
What an idiot.
You deserved it. But what a game, man. Just swings back and forth. The Rose Bowl, just gargantuan games. Yeah. Man, the best one ever is 05 because of what it meant, a national championship, Texas and USC.
Yeah, and the schools that were in it are such
it's just
big
what it meant, right?
Not to say that Oklahoma and Georgia aren't, but I don't think they're as far as a caliber knocker.
It's just the build up, the USC juggernaut, the Vince Texas Vince Young, the
Reggie
whole thing,
Bush,
it was for the national championship.
Yeah, that's the difference.
This one is probably number 2. I mean, I've seen some Rose Bowls, Ohio State, USC, Michigan, USCs that come down to the last minute, this and that. But for a national game, for a national stage in a playoff game, unbelievable.
Did you expect the
game.
outcome in the Alabama Clemson game? 3.5 point spread, knocker. I thought that was kind of a slap in the face for Alabama team that I think was kind of underrated for the first time. Underrated coming into this playoff. So was anyone like, "Oh, Alabama's going to run through"? No,
I didn't think they were underrated. I think they were rated about where they were because even the games that they won, they didn't have a big, impressive, kick-ass win all year long. They struggled at times.
And the SEC
they didn't look great
at
times.
Right now. Or regular season bad. I mean, you can't talk shit with the Pac-12 right now. But
the key to this game was the quarterback for Clemson, true rookie, first big stage game. Couldn't quite handle it.
You can't kick 2 field goals and not get a touchdown when they gave you the ball. That fumble was huge. That fumble on that exchange where Clemson got it on Alabama's 25 or whatever, and they only got a field goal out of that. That's huge. You have to score a touchdown. You have all the momentum. Alabama got the ball at a halftime. It's right. It's just
Alabama. I mean,
they're going to grow. Clemson's going to be back. Alabama will. And right now, I think they're 4.5 point favorite is what I saw tweeted out by RJ Bell today. Right now against Georgia, I think they covered that.
What's the spread?
4.5. It's played in Atlanta.
Alabama's given 4.5.
Yeah, it's played in Atlanta. It's played in Atlanta.
I like the points in Georgia. I think Georgia's defense is just now. Again, we talked about this before we went on the air.
Yeah.
And you said, "Well, look at all the points they gave up." Well, they played a team that they had never faced before. This is a quality team. Oklahoma's a quality team. Remember, they went into Ohio State at the shoe and beat the shit out of Ohio State.
Would you say the quarterbacks are similar with Alabama, and because they're both types of runners, right? What's the quarterback name for Alabama? I forget.
Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts. Kind of both the same style, you would say. I mean, both capable of running.
But Jalen Hurts runs a lot more than Mayfield does. Mayfield's not the same kind of runner as Jalen Hurts. Part of Alabama's offense is really Jalen Hurts running the ball.
Yeah, or that option.
And not Oklahoma's. Oklahoma had a lot of weapons, a lot of speed. They had defensive turnovers. This is a team that Georgia had never seen, only on tape, and vice versa. That's why I think so many points were scored. Now you take this into an interconference national championship game. There's nothing that Alabama's going to do that Georgia hasn't seen. And there's nothing that Georgia's going to do, maybe a little bit because Kirby Smart is now the coach instead of Mark Richt. It's a little bit of a different coach on the Georgia side, so there might be a couple wrinkles that Saban hasn't seen yet on this Georgia team. But the difference in when you get into conferences playing each other and while you see some kind of upsets like this, they're not afraid of each other. Right? USC goes up to Washington State or Washington. They're not afraid of USC because they see them every single year.
Yeah.
Right? It's when you bring USC's aura to Ames, Iowa, and you've never seen them, and all that tradition comes with them. Right? You take Alabama and you send them out of the conference. Shit, it's Alabama. Right? Well, Georgia plays them every friggin' year. Right? So I don't think there's no intimidation factor whatsoever in this, and I think Alabama is vulnerable.
I kind of disagree with you in a way. I feel that Georgia's quarterback, just from what I've seen, and you guys know I'm an NFL, not typically a college guy, but just from what the eye test, Georgia's quarterback in their offense, they're running off. They're dink and dunk running a kind of offense, control the football, play the defense kind of style of ball.
But he can throw the ball deep.
See, I don't think he can. I think that if they get down to Alabama early, and I think what the problem, I think the only chance that Georgia really does have is because they have that running game, and Alabama at linebacker is just diminished. I think they lost another one of their players earlier today, Knocker, to injury. They're really down.
And Georgia's going to have to run the ball.
Chubb, is it Chubb or Chubb?
Chubb, and I forget the other guy's name.
Chubb?
Nick Chubb, baby.
Dude, you fucking got that name in high school? Are you kidding me? Or in college? This is my friend Chubb. Excuse me?
Right.
Who's Chubb right now? Dude, that's
the running backs for
right
Georgia.
there.
They're going to ground and pound. But Georgia's
I know.
Georgia's defense is just they're badass. They're a badass defense. They got a little bit more offense
I don't know if you
than
can
Clemson.
say that giving up as many points as they did. Knock. I mean, I know it's overtime. Those points I don't really count.
Well,
but
Josh,
it was
okay,
42 points
look what happened when they went to Auburn.
It's a lot of points.
Auburn threw up a lot of points at Auburn, right? When Georgia got the rematch in the SEC championship game, they didn't score the same amount of points, right? They adjusted. It was just going into Auburn, and they just got overwhelmed by an Auburn team that was flying high, right? But it's also an Auburn team that lost 3 games.
Yeah.
Okay, they're going to bring some defense. It's going to be a low-scoring game. I do not see a lot of points being scored in this game.
I think it's going to be set probably at around 45, I want to say, the over-under, and I would take the under on that.
Because as bad as Clemson looked and as outplayed as they were, they still only scored 24 points.
It's going to be a turnover.
And 7 of those were a gift.
Who makes a mistake? That's what the game's going to be.
Sure, it always comes down to turnovers. So. And a special teams play is going to really be huge in this.
Yeah, it is. All right, Knock. Moving on here real quick, I want to get to, in college football, just a crazy situation here with Rich Rodriguez, man, getting fired from Arizona after sexual harassment allegations. Admits to having an affair, denies a sexual harassment allegations, but admits to having an affair, Knocker, with his wife, and supposedly he had his wife and the mistress on the Arizona sidelines, Knocker, at the same time during a game. I know you're really familiar with the Pac-12, Knocker. What do you guys say in this Rich Rod situation? Now it comes out and says that he grabbed his crotch in front of one of his assistants, and he's got this secret book called The Hideaway Book, Knocker. This just was revealed. It's on TMZ, Deadspin, all the big news networks. Called The Hideaway Book, where he attempted to help Rodriguez conceal his infidelity from his wife. According to his former assistant, that's a document contained a line, Title IX doesn't exist in our office. And there's other stuff you can go on these. You can go on these things. Basically, it's a book, Knocker, saying, hey, all the shady shit that goes on or you guys know about, you can't say shit about it. It's basically what it is. Crazy stuff, Knocker, that a coach will go to this level to hide what he's doing. We've seen, stuff at Penn State. This is nowhere near what that is.
Right.
But with these, Me Too, hashtag Me Too, and all the, sexual allegations that are going on, how does this look for Arizona in the Pac-12? And he'll never get a job. I mean, he's finished, right? As a coach. He's got to be finished after this.
Yeah, I don't want to jump the gun because it's real easy to jump the gun. I want to see all the facts laid out. And if it comes to fruition that he did do these things, and kudos to Arizona if this is when they first got wind of it, they chopped him right away. They didn't waste any time. They didn't try and hide anything. They were out in the open. So as far as how it looks for Arizona, not an issue. But again, it's going to be really tough. Not only because of these allegations, but Rich Rod really hasn't done any winning. So you compile the fiasco that was Michigan, right, and the mediocrity that is Arizona football right now. You combine these two things. Yeah, it's gonna be real tough for him to get a job. Now, I don't know all the details in this.
This Hideaway Book.
Facts, if it's factual and if it is, it's terrible. It's just all these things are going to start to stack up and they're going to come out, and he'll get his just rewards. Yeah. But for Arizona to just be right quick with it and just say, dude, you're gone. See you.
Well, there's got to be a lot of evidence, obviously,
right.
And with the allegation, and just how the environment is now, you're just and he wasn't really that successful either. He's he's just a little bit over 500 coach. Wasn't like he was making him anything bigger than what they were before. So why just not get rid of the headache and not deal with it? So, all right, Knock, we're gonna get to break here. When we get back, got Wild Card Weekend coming up, Knocker. These teams. When the year started in the NFL. This is not the Wild Card Weekend I thought we were going to see.
No, not at all.
We're going to talk about that. I teased it earlier. We're going to get to the personality, the writer that I don't ever agree with, and I completely agree with them on this Caden point when it comes to John Gruden. We'll get to that in just a little bit. Shot of the week, shit of the week, because he had a bad day. Drunk of the week, Wild World of Sports, much more coming up on the show.
We got a lot to do.
Yeah, we got a lot to do. It's just me and you.
That's me and you. That's right, brother.
All right, man. We'll be back right after this.